Distinguished leader. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, professional colleagues, and I sincerely appreciate and greet Honorable Oluwafemi Odunayo Daniel in absentia again for coming around to address us. I greet you everyone on the high table, and our time is fast spent. I seek our indulgence to start on the well-established protocol. So we are opportune to listen to a bit of your meeting because we are a guest today, and I must acknowledge the fact that a lot has been said about the relevance of ALGEBAS, my apologies, ALGEBAS, and also the need to be professionally relevant, as well as the ability to delegate and grow young engineers. So today, I will be talking briefly about something that is paining all of us as professionals, as well as introduce or reintroduce the Nigerian Society of Engineers to us and how we can be a member. So the topic we've chosen for today is the hidden risk in engineering delivery. So when we say engineering delivery, it's not only engineers that does engineering work, but all of us here, including even the non-professionals that are in the built environment, we are all in it together because money is being released by non-engineering professionals that are also in the built environment. So irrespective of your discipline, we are all in it together and we all face this risk. So that's the topic, and why does this really matter to us? Why do we think this topic matters to us? Yes, even the way we are seated here, if the structure had not been properly put, we're exposed to risk as well, and when we are coming. So before I proceed, I would like to tell you a bit about the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the Ikeja branch. We're the 32nd branch of the NSE, and we are located at plot 32 about Munchi Road, Agege Pen Cinema, just close to the Pen Cinema Bridge. And my humble self, I'm the 16th branch chairman of the branch, and I assumed office last year, August, and my tenure will be ending this year, August. Sorry, in 2024, August. So, as it has been said that engineering delivery goes beyond design, all of us were in it together, quantity surveyor, builders, architects, land surveyors. So it's not just the engineer's design that really matters, but what we all do. Then ethics and governance also is very important. It's a different thing that we design, and it's a different thing that is executed to standard. And also, who is executing to be sure that we comply to the requirement of the ethics of the profession as well as the design. Then the professional relevance comes in to help us to comply to this. So other things are that this could affect is ethical compromise, weak accountability when those things are not complied to. I mean, just imagine that when this building is being constructed or being designed, it's not functional. We all cannot be seated very comfortably here. So lack of those give rise to weak governance, silent professional. If there are continually failures in a system, it will look like, oh, it's the engineer that is the problem, it's the QS, it's the builder. And that's why all of us as professionals, we need to speak in one voice. Then integrity is also very important. That's why when we're joining the service, we're given code of conduct to comply with, and we take oaths and we comply. So all of these are really very important, and it makes us accountable. Today, somebody has made this place comfortable. If we had come here and it's not comfortable, we hold the person responsible aside the chief host. Then institutional representation. So institution, we all represent one as an institution. This council, I know there are many other people from that council that are also here. And beyond that, we also represent our professional body. So a few extracts from what the Civil Service Code of Conduct also talked about. It talked about professional conduct, conflict of interest, whereby officers must avoid situations where personal conflicts. I mean, when I'm coming here now, I've met my schoolmates. I could have, followed him somewhere else, but I have commitment to be here. So what that is saying is that we could have had the opportunity to be somewhere else, but we choose to be here and we should be committed to it. Then political neutrality. Civil servants are restricted from holding offices in political organization. I mean, we all know that as civil servants, when you are going into politics, you resign your appointment. Apart from the fact that we are still going to be politically partisans as well. Discipline, specific role, and to desist from private practice, which sometimes it's really difficult to abstain from. So talking about all of these things, why is it very important that we uphold it? It's because sometimes you just feel that it's just, is just, is it not just a bottle of water that I threw on the floor? Is it not just one AC that is switched off? So we sometimes commonalize when we compromise things and it looks so small. And what we don't sometimes realize is that it has an iceberg effect whereby when we commonalize, we see the big effect below. So an example of such is, let's just take this bottle of water, you park it in the drain outside, or somebody park it and you don't speak up. You see, oh, the water is not moving, it goes on the road, the asphalt gets spoiled, it creates potholes, cars are going into it, shock absorber are getting bad, is affecting financial wise and well-being. So that's the implication of what happens when we don't uphold the professional ethics. And it's part of what we're trying to preach in the Nigerian Society of Engineers and generally that let's be intentional about being a professional. Let's have our professional relevance irrespective of our background and discipline, and also to this body that we are committed to. So a classical example is one that, I mean, we sometimes don't look at the effect. Then we now see, we talk about building collapse. What has happened? Oh, cement was not enough, reinforcement was sustained, diameter was not adequate. But who is in charge of all of this? Who is in charge? Well, my colleague said engineer, but it takes a lot to tango. There's a QS on the project, right? There is the builder, there is, thank you very much. So it takes a lot to tango. You need to speak to yourself as an individual. You also need to encourage your colleague to also speak for his or herself or other relevant profession that he or she belongs to. So these are the effects of what we see by our small action that we don't think about what it happens. I remember somebody telling me a fence was removed and the fence is actually covering armored cable. And they just said, oh, is it not just to remove that fence? So imagine school children are going, electric shock happens, and it could also be somebody that is even your own blood. So we should not just communalize the need to be professionally upright, upholding ethics and standard. We should always keep at the back of our mind that those just, just, they accumulate and they have a lot of iceberg effect that is even much longer. It can happen in 10, 5, 20 years time and will haunt us as individuals and as a profession. So these are the ripple effects of what I've talked about. Public distrust. Leave those engineers, they come and blow grammar. Oh, it's the QS, it's the architect. We lose money, it creates toxic environment. We don't want to sit down. We are fortunate that we're sitting down, but sometimes engineers are QS. They don't mind the QS, they are to do bill. No, your own is BEME. You know what I'm talking about. Then the architects will come with their own. No, I want this skyscraper. Engineers will come and we continue to argue. Then it has negative impact on personal life. Obviously, when infrastructure don't function well, you don't enjoy it, you don't feel well. And sometimes we are also sidelined as professionals. That's why you will see that where you expect that engineers should be leading, you see maybe a lawyer, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, a lawyer is being appointed, or somebody you least expected, because we as professionals, one, we don't come together to put ourselves forward. We don't come together to support ourselves. We all can't be leaders. We all cannot be chairman. We all cannot be council engineer. But there is a need for us to support ourselves, to put the right peg, to put a square peg in a round hole. We need to come forward and speak in one voice. We also need to be professionally relevant ourselves. You don't have the necessary professional relevance. There is no way you can talk about the need for you to be there to speak on behalf of us and the need for you to be appointed. So then part of other things that it leads to are decrease in productivity. When you have non-engineers or non-built environment professional leading built environment professionals, you know what will happen? They don't understand, and sometimes it's a case of this is what the budget is and it should be executed. So you now start cutting costs. A road that is supposed to be 10 lanes become 2 lanes. A building that is supposed to be 10 floors become half floor. And you wonder, why are we building this foundation? Why is this foundation being wasted? They will tell you it's budget, because you have non-professionals leading, non-built professional leading built professional, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's important that you are relevant. It's important that you also understand the unspoken word within the environment. Then low morale and high turnover. People come and go, and those that you've trained, you're not able to consolidate on them. Then poor decision making, which I've also talked about. So why do we need engineers to take leadership role? A challenge for all of us. I mean, if an engineer has not been here, it will not be easy for me to come here, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity to actually meet all these wonderful faces that I'm seeing. Another thing is for an engineer to be there, but how does he or she knows that society like um, NSE exists, NIOB exists, NIQS exists. So it's important that whatever we find ourselves, let's expand our tentacles and connect with the right organization. Then it brings about strategic thinking. As we are here, if we decide to have a breakout session and we want to analyze how this place can be improved, you see that the perspective of the QS, we consolidate and collaborate what the engineers will say. The service engineers will come, the architects will come, and we all have our own uniqueness, and we come out with something more robust. So it also bring about industry relevance. Many people are talking about the need to reduce costs, to make building more sustainable. It all concerns us, the built professionals. So when we come together, give us that opportunity to do that, and also inspire future talents. When you see your mentors doing well, you feel like, oh, I want to be like engineer XYZ. I like that QS, I like that builder, I want to study architecture, because you are inspiring them right from when they are young, and they are able to see you as a role model. So when that happens, we'll see design compliance, effective monitoring, material verification, site inspection, and establishing the right procedure. So I must also emphasize this. Sometimes when we execute projects, the procedures, I mean, they are just basic procedure. Let's leave standard aside. The design has been done, and sometimes it's our responsibility to supervise. So it's important that even if we don't meet a system, let's establish one, ensure that the design is achieved, also produce as built. Because the way we work, I mean, all of us, we are in this council today. My friend was telling me that this is my eighth council that I've worked. So wherever we are, let's leave our footprint to say, oh, this is what I met and pass it on. That's having as built. And safety is important equally as well as a maintenance manual. That is one aspect that we're not doing very well. I've delivered the project. Maintenance, we don't think about it. Then it also has positive influence when we do that, promote the longevity of the project, contribute to national economic development, create opportunity, and of course, equity and diversity, which is what concerns me. I mean, as a rap suite, I want to remain in engineering. Give me the opportunity to do that. And if I'm physically challenged as well, create an access for me. So when we come together, it brings about all of this. And from all said, we'll see that the professional body also play a critical role in this. So a bit about the Nigerian side of engineers and what are the basic requirements to join. Sorry, just for me to know by sense, so how many of us are engineers in the hall? Thank you very much. We are significant. So I assume that a lot of us will have registered with Korean. And if you are not, the process I'm going to explain is virtually the same thing. And for those that are not here, please pass on the touch to them as well to be relevant. So what do you basically need to join the Nigerian set of engineers is to be intentional about your professional growth. I'm an engineer. I'm a member of XYZ. Because before you become that member, you'll have gone through the trainings, you'll have understand beyond the walls of the school and also about the ethics of the profession. And of course, it places you at a higher pedestal in terms of leadership. So this us and this what our membership cadre entails, from students to young engineers to older engineer, and we have various programs. We also have the spouses forum as well. So my husband is the chairman of the spouse forum, and anybody's wife or husband can be a part of the spouse forum. So we have the fellow cadre, which is like the topmost cadre for the engineers. Then we also have affiliates and honorary fellow. The fellow cadre means that you've been practicing for at least over 10 years, because you should have attended the NSE conference for 5 times in the span of 10 years. Then you will have be contributing and practicing engineering as well as contributing to the society. Then you can also be an affiliate member, means that maybe you study science related to engineering like geology, physics. So you can be an affiliate, then you can be an honorary member. So if Honorable Olufemi, for example, is not an engineer and he's been executing engineering project and we find him worthy, he can be awarded an honorary fellow. Then corporate members are engineering graduates that have done 4 years post, but that 4 year postgraduate experience, and they'll go through the corporate membership process, write their reports, write their exam. Then the associates, graduates and students. Graduates, simple term, a graduate of engineering, and students in simple term. So other things there are the procedure. I'll be sharing this material and we can go through and circulate, and that the various procedure as highlighted on the NSE website. So just to say that the branches don't allot membership. We are only facilitating the process because it's like you having a small place to go and fellow and get closer to the branch. So we have about 7 branches in Lagos State. Ikeja happens to be one that is closer here, or Apapa. Apapa is also closer here as well. So you don't need to belong to Ikeja branch because it's far. You can belong to Apapa as well. It's the same process. Then these are the other membership criteria as well, and that is one of our the benefits of you being a member. You know, we're also able to go beyond the wall of our branches. We're able to go on industrial visits and connect with uh, other professionals like I'm doing right now, and had the opportunity of also meeting the chairman. So these are the benefits. A lot, I must say. And I must say also that beyond Nigeria. So we have branches also in Calgary, Canada, Houston, Texas, London, Manchester. So anywhere you find yourself in around the world, you can associate with us. And we also, create various platforms to connect, meet other professionals, get job employment opportunities, among other things. And then these are the branches, you see them on the list, and these are the contact details of those you can connect with at NSE branch. So the key takeaways in all that I've said is collaboration is very important. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do it alone, talking to the walls, we're not here. Professional development is equally very important, and you don't need to start small. I'm a fellow, and I started since 2009, volunteering in NSE, decided to take corporate membership, and doing so many other things like I'm doing here. So don't look at it like rocket science. You can start small in case you've not started. And if you have started, if you're a corporate member, please upgrade to become a fellow. So I just give a few examples of some of the things we'll see. And I will also want us to take a look at it, how it has affected us, how we feel when we hear, oh, then has collapsed, building is of substandard material, all the things that we normally hear. So we also just want us to take one moment to think about what we will do differently. I mean, going forward, even attending this program, I mean, with the seat arrangement, I know we are more than this, and we should ask ourselves, why are they not here? You know, I'm sure we cannot relate with this. So we also want us to go home with this, that as a professional, I commit to uphold integrity at all convenience. Is that easy for us to say? At all convenience. And what that means is that sometimes it's not convenient to uphold that standard. I remember the example I was giving someone when I was granting an interview. I said, oh, what are the difficult situations I've faced as a young engineer? I said, I don't have money, and money is here, compromise is here. So it's not always convenient, but we should always keep that at the back of our mind. Then uphold integrity, uphold integrity above convenience. So it will not always be convenient. Right from the day of my IT, I must be honest, it has never been convenient because I don't have the allowance and I need to go to Ojokoro from Bagada. Thanks to my parents, refuse compromise that endangers public safety. Is that easy to do? Speak up when standards are threatened. Speak up when standards are threatened. And align with professional and ethical codes. That is always everywhere, even if you don't read it. We have it inbuilt when we are being molded by God. Just put that padlock there. Our guiding angel that will tell you that, that morning, I need it, but so that's just the last reflection. And in conclusion, whatever we do have a long-term economic impact, return on investment also. I mean, still this building, if it has not been done properly, you probably must have rented it all outside and it will cost more. We won't own this asset. we'll go and be paying outside, and you say, oh, we can't go out, no money to go out, but this is our asset and we're here using it. It brings about scalability. This can be remodeled into something else, and also we leave a legacy. So that will be all. And I must also say that in the course of you developing yourself, don't forget to also put this part of as part of your training. For those that will be going to do appraiser, please add it. And if you want to apply for your fellowship as well, please add it. It's not because it's NSE Ikeja branch, but these are some of the things they will ask you when you want to do your fellowship. That which of the program have you attended? Please feel free to add this to it as well. And I thank you for your rapt attention and patience.
Well, thank you very much. And we
Thank you.